Alright, I'm going to go over my trades for today, and then also I am going to be making a video directly after this one. I've kind of come up with a bit of a game plan, uh, kind of a goal as far as how I'm going to get where I am and just kind of how it's changed the last few days. I'm going to make a video directly after this one on my goals and kind of how I'm planning to achieve that. So today is Friday, and I hate trading on Fridays. That's just the fact of the matter. I got up at like 4:45 today. I was working all day yesterday. I had two really tough jobs, and we have a foster newborn baby, and so I got up with her early this morning. So I was pretty tired. On top of that, it's Friday, and I don't know what it is. I just don't like trading on Fridays. Things can be a little bit more sporadic, kind of towards the close, especially if we're floating around the open, because the bulls want to close above, bears want to close below the open on the weekly chart. So anyway, so I had three trades today, and the first two were really stupid. I don't even remember where they were, honestly. I know that one was, I think I took this one right here. So this is one that I should have, no, it was this one. So I almost went in on this one right here. And the reason why I didn't is I'm not familiar enough to say, okay, should I incorporate yesterday's price action into today's? So what I had was a wedge right here. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, that is, I wish I could move my chart. That's pretty basic right there. You got 3 pushes down, very nice wedge, and you have a bull bar closing on its high inside bar. So to me, that one right there is worth the risk. But even so, the bars are still pretty big. And so the issue that I had was we opened up on this range. And then also we could be retracing because yesterday was a sell-off. I didn't get to trade this, which sucks. Yesterday was a big sell-off. So I have the weekly open marked. No, the weekly open. One of these is the weekly open, and then one is 50% pullback from this entire movement, including the overnight. So the bulls, were kind of trying to get up here. So I missed this trade. And when I miss a really juicy trade, that messes with me mentally big time because now I feel like I got to make up for it in some way. So the thing that I was confused about this was, we have this range right here, and then we have a breakout with a good kind of good fall through. Okay, so this closed relatively on its high, and then we had this one with a long wick. But here's the issue: we got this over here. So now we got a double top action. So in my mind, I was thinking we have a tight bull channel. The bars are getting smaller on the way up, and also it's very parabolic or climactic. So I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do there because if this was a standard, situation, I would be expecting 2 legs up. But we didn't even get that. So here we have 4 bull bars in a row, followed by all these bear bars. Some of them are dojis, but all these bear bars. That's big indecision, and I don't like that. If you're scalping, that's great, but for swing trades, by the time you get confirmation, even on this one, for this inside bar, if I would have bought in here, my stop would have had to go down here. So really, I'm risking, I don't know what that is, probably 83 or so, 84. And my stop is down here at like 68. So even on a swing trade, I'm risking over 10, 11 points. And that's just a little much for me. I don't like to risk that much for my account size. So anyway, so I got in this trade, and the reason why, mainly because I was really tired, and I don't know completely what I was thinking here, but my context was this. We have this triangle going on. Technically, we do have like this little trading range, but this lower high with this double top kind of put me in a little bit biased on the bears. So we had this double top here, came down, rejected off the open. Now we have, another kind of bull channel here, but we also have this little wedge, and then we have this doji followed by this big bear bar. So I went short below this one, and I forgot to hit record, and so that's why it looks like we got a couple bars going on. So this trade's already been going on for a while, and as you can see, once again, we're coming up on my 11:30 mark, and statistically, I don't make good decisions around this time. I'm ready to be done for the day. My beginner brain is kind of tapped out trying to understand what price action is going on, especially with all this crap. Like on a day like this, that I mean, you see it's going down, just sell. Like, you don't have to be an expert at anything to make money on this thing. Look at this. Gosh, those bars, I mean, just constantly closing on their lows. Like, just hit sell market and ride it until this happens. So anyway, so this trade goes on for a while, and this is what I was looking for. I was looking for this breakout of this triangle. And honestly, this is not a great trade. It's just decent context. So I was checking on the 15-minute. You can see we double topped from some action of the overnight. So here's the sell-off yesterday. You know, we're coming back up here. And the way that it approached it is what made me interested, because, you know, technically we have a wedge here, like 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. And now we have a lower high even on the 15-minute. So you could have traded this on the 15 and, you know, put a sell below this bar. Probably not the greatest, but it's just pretty obvious we're going into a trading range. Nobody's really winning at life right here. The bears and the bulls just aren't doing much of anything. And if they are, it just reverses. So finally I get this, you know, bear bar closing near its low. And so I'm not sweating as much at this point. And so I was just going to set my 2-to-1 and just say forget it. But at this point, I forgot to mention, I was down for the day right here. So I was down 8 points for the day. I lost like 2 points on one trade and then 6 points on the other, which I don't know. Yeah, don't trade when you're tired. It's just not a good idea. So we're sitting at 10 points right now, and I'm really forcing myself to stay in trades a little bit longer, at least until a bar closes. And so now we had this inside bar start to form. I was getting a little worried, but we still had room down here, so that, you know, they wanted to retest this. You know, the bulls aren't making any progress, so the bears gotta find buyers somewhere. But the thing is, what happened last time price was down here? People bought. So you can expect when price comes back down here again, people are going to buy because we're in this trading range. There's no respect for the EMA whatsoever. You pretty much just delete that thing for the day. There's just no respect. If it's like a wave, you're in a trading range, the EMA doesn't really come into play, and price action goes out the window. I shouldn't say that. A lot of rules go out the window, and the only rule is you buy low and sell high. That's all there is to it. So sometimes you can wait till a second entry sell like this one. So here's your 1, pullback 2, sell signal. And I was just favoring the bears on this one, especially after yesterday's price action. But I try not to be biased. So I needed to go to the grocery store and get some food because I was starving at this point. Because I got up so early, it basically was like dinner time. So I decided to put my stop right above this bull bar, even though it didn't really close on its high. I just didn't want to give up any more points. And if I end the day at, you know, minus 2 or 3 points, that's not too big of a deal. But I got lucky here. So we had another breakout. I think it dropped down to like 14 points in my favor. No, I take that back. I think it only went to like 12 points max. So you can see it's coming down here to test this. They want to retest this low. But I've noticed something on Fridays, and this is not set in stone, but this is just my personal kind of opinion. Yeah, it only went to 13. The swing trades happen a little bit later. Typically, there's an 80% chance you get a swing trade in the first 2 hours. But look at this. This is ridiculous. And this is just, you know, where I got to get better endurance-wise. Look at what we have here. You got one, I'm sorry, one pullback, two pullback, three. Really, you could have counted from here. You have a nice wedge right here, in a technically in a trading range. You could have said this is two legs for the bears, one pullback, two, and then what happens after this is actually this bar closes a doji, and then prices actually are back up here right now. A little bit not really frustrating. Trading ranges are difficult when you're a new trader. You know, if you have something along the lines that stays like this, it's not too bad. But when you have these tight channels and strong reversals, really there's no chance to get in and try to scalp, because by the time you get a good sell signal bar, like maybe this one, you're already halfway in your trading range, and you don't want to be selling, you know, in the middle. Your better bet would be, you know, like this one, which is kind of where I went in. Sell on that one, and then really you should have just scalped and, you know, maybe hold on to down here, but it ended up coming right back up. So I don't know where it's at, but I know it came at least back up to this high. So anyway, that's my trades for today. Again, I'm doing a video directly after this one, kind of explaining where I am points-wise, my average, and then my goals as far as, you know, moving on to becoming a little bit more professional in my trading. So I hope this helps somebody.